let's start our lecture. Liver meridian. Liver meridian. That's first we talk about the gallbladder meridian. Gallbladder meridian, the liver. Gallbladder, liver, they are like interiorly, exteriorly related to each other. Sorry. Liver meridian of food terminal yin. Let's see the liver primary channel, the main meridian, originates at the lateral aspect. This side, okay, this side, lateral aspect of the dorsum of the big toe at the 大敦, liver 1. You can change it to LR. Usually we will use LR. Okay. Different book they use different like abbreviation. LR is better. Liver 1, right? Liver 1, liver 2, and runs along the foot to 中风, liver 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. One zone anterior to the medial malleolus. One zone. Ascends. Okay, look at this one. Look at this one. We started what meridians there are. The green one, the purple one, and the orange one. Now we finish the other two foot yin meridian. Yeah. How about this one? The orange one. What's this one? And how about the purple one? Okay, this part we need like to know because it's usually in the exam. Okay, so ascends along the medial aspect of the lower leg, intersecting the spleen channel at 3 Injial SP6. Then continue to ascend anterior to the spleen channel to an area 8 寸 above the medial malleolus, where it crosses and continues posterior to the spleen channel up to the knee and the medial aspect of the thigh. So from the description, like 3 Injial, right? 3 in crossing point, 3 foot in will cross on this point, SP6. So let's see this one, they all cross on this one. Right? So that means this one is SP6. And then continue to ascend anterior spleen channel to an area 8 寸. So first from here to here, it will like in front of the spleen. This one, this meridian, that is spleen, spleen channel. And here, around here, that's about 8 twin, above malleolus. From here to here is about 8 twin. See, from here, from 8 twin, the green one, that's the liver meridian. From here, they go posteriorly to the spleen meridian. So we can summarize. Below 8 twin, from here below, the liver meridian is in front of, like in front of me, posterior, anterior to spleen channel. But above 8 twin from here, liver meridian will go posterior to spleen channel. Okay, from here, go to this side. Okay, so we needed to remember area 8 twin above the medial malleolus. The position, it changed. The location, it changed. Position or position. So this one, that's the kidney meridian. This one, spleen, and green, that's the liver. So there will be questions ask you like, below 8 twin, what's the sequence of the 3 yin meridian, 3 foot yin meridian, like A like a spleen, kidney, liver, B, liver, spleen, kidney, right? Right, choose the right answer. Continues to the pubic region via, is it right? I think it's wrong. Let's change it. Liver. Liver 12. Got to change it. Take a picture. Let's change it here. Truman, SP12. Continue to the pubic region by Truman, SP12, Truman, and the Fushe, SP13, where it circles the genitals. So for liver meridian, it's very important for the genital region, genitalia, genital region. Then ascend to enter the lower abdomen, where it intersects the conception vessel at 耻骨, CV2, this one CV2, and CV3. CV2, CV3, and CV4. So there will be 3 points here. Here, enlarge it. CV2, CV3, CV4, and go upward. So this picture, let's take a look at this one. Goes up. So this one, that's SP12 and SP13. And circle the genitals, goes up. CV2, CV3, CV4. And then continue upward to curve around the stomach before entering the liver and connect with the gallbladder. Let's go back to take a look at this one. This one curves around the stomach. Right? Curves around the stomach. Then enters the liver and gallbladder. Crosses the diaphragm and spreads in the costal and hypochondric region. Costal and hypochondric region. Hypochondric on the side, like this area. Ascends along the neck and the posterior aspect of the throat to the nasal pharynx to link with the tissues surrounding the eye. So it goes up, surround the eye. And continue ascends across the forehead to the vertex. The vertex. Vertex is the highest point of the human body. So here, that's GV20, the highest point, 百会. 百会 is there. Connect with the 百会. Look at this picture. Right. Stomach, liver, goes up to the eye, and then go to the vertex, GB20. GB20, sorry, GB20, 百会 to here. A branch descends from the eye system through the cheek and circles the inner surface of the lip. From here, it goes up, then goes down, circle the lips. And another branch separates from the liver, crosses the diaphragm, and spreads in the lung. meeting with 天池 PC1, which is around here, PC1. Okay, let's go over this one. So start from the lateral side of the big toe and go here, goes up. SP12 and 13 here will cross on Chongmen and Fushi. SP12 and 13 will be a little bit higher, and then goes down to circle the genitals and cross on CV, CV2, CV3, CV4, and go to this one, goes up to the liver. And there's a branch, goes to the stomach, goes to the liver and the gallbladder, then goes up to the eye system, continue to the vertex of the head, 百会, okay, 百会 GV20. And there's a branch goes down from the eye system to circle the surface of the inner surface of the lip. And there's another branch from the liver to the lung, crossing point, PC1, 天池 here. So the question for you, which meridian will go, which yin meridian will go to the face, go to the head? Which yin meridian will go to the head? Release the organs, liver, gallbladder, lung, stomach. Liver, gallbladder, for sure, and lung, stomach. Symptoms and signs. Lower back pain, firmness in the chest, pain in the lower abdomen, hernia, vertigo headache, dryness of the throat, hiccup, enuresis, dysuria, and mental disturbance. And the keywords for symptom and signs, that's a hernia and a vertigo headache, because it goes to the vertex of the head. And the hernia is circle the genital region, genitals. Divergent. So separate from the primary channel. Separate from the primary channel. At the dorsum of the foot, ascends to the pubic region, where they converge with the gallbladder primary channel. The yin divergent meridians will finally, mostly will finally converges with its interiorly, exteriorly related yang meridian. That is gallbladder meridian. So go up here and converge with the gallbladder primary channel here. For the terminal yin collateral, separates from the primary channel at liver 5 on the medial aspect of the lower leg, connect with the gallbladder channel, ascends to the genitals. So the main meridian, the liver main meridian, will circle the genital. The divergent and collateral, they all go to the genital region. So that's make liver meridian very important for the genital region. Symptoms and signs, if the liver collateral has something wrong, there will be qi disorder. We call it 厥逆. That means the hand, the feet will be cold. Swollen scrotum or acute intestinal hernia. This region, if excess too much pathogens, there will be frequent erection of a penis, deficiency, severe itch in the genitalia region. This can be treated with liver 5. Right. Liver 5 is a good point for this region. For the terminal insinual meridian distribution originates on dorsum of the big toe and ascends to behind at the anterior aspect of the medial malleolus. Here, find here, proceeds along the medial aspect of the tibia to bind at the medial condyle. Continue upward along the medial aspect of the thigh to the genitals again, right? Again, where it connects with other sinew channels. Pathological symptoms of the liver sinew channel. If there's strain of the big toe, pain anterior to the medial malleolus, the pain here, pain of the medial aspect of the knee, medial aspect of the knee, spasm and pain of the medial aspect of the thigh, dysfunction of the genitals. With internal injury, there is inability to have an erection. With the injury by cold, there is retraction of the genitals. With the injury by the heat, there is persistent erection. Okay, so heat, pathogen, cold pathogen, and an internal injury. There will be different manifestation, different disease. That means if there's internal injuries of the sinew, there will be inability, unable to erect. If the cold invade the sinew meridian, there will be retraction of the genitals. If the heat attack the senior meridian, there will be persistent erection. So still can use like liver 5, this point. Liver 5 is a good one. Good point. Okay, so that's the liver meridian. So the liver meridian, the liver divergent or collaterals, sinews, the key words will be this one, genitals. Okay. So before we start, well, today we have enough time. Before we start our points, you can try to recall the function of the liver. What are you doing here? Yeah, recall the function of the liver. We started in the fundamental theory class. Yeah, for liver. Okay, liver 1. Okay, liver function. There are two main liver functions. First one, that's liver control the free flow of qi. Right, free flow of qi. And where is it? Free flow of qi. Another one will be store blood. And it controls sinews. Anything else? Sinews manifest on nails. Okay, so the main function, right? The main function will be these three. So that means if the patient has some qi stagnation, qi stagnation, for example, they will feel there's distension, feelings somewhere in the body. That means that could be a sign of qi stagnation. There could be liver depression. Liver's function, liver's free flow of qi function is affected. And store the blood is like closely related to the albumin. Albumin, that is a menstruation, the period. And the sinews. Like we should have like enough liver blood to nourish the sinews, so the sinews can be strong. So when we know the function of the liver, it will be easier for us to know the actions or indications of the liver points. Right, let's take a look at the first one, liver 1, 大敦. The 经well and the wood point. Wood points, right? Wood points. Wood points, liver belongs to wood. Liver belongs to wood. So wood points, we call it horary point. Horary point. So that means this one, that's the horary point. A quick review of the introduction part. We talk about the first class in February. Okay, probably you forgot already. Horary point. When we talk about, then we talk about the mother point, right? Mother point. We talk about the son point. If there's deficiency, we tonify the mother. If there's excess, too much pathogens, we reduce on some points. And this was a horary point. So which one is the mother? Introduction. Okay, that's the introduction part. Let's go to the five element and the five shoe points. This one's very important. Right, for liver, see, let's take a look at the liver. Liver belongs to wood. So well, wood point will be liver 1. Let's find the mother. Mother generate, which one generate wood? That's water. And water generate the wood. So this one, that's the mother. Mother point. That means if there's like liver deficiency, liver yin deficiency, liver blood deficiency, we can massage or puncture, acupuncture on this point, liver 8, mother point. And if excessive, if there's like too much liver fire, this patient, it's easy to be angry, to be mad. Probably this patient has liver fire, very strong liver fire. That's an excessive syndrome, too much pathogens, too much heat in the body. So we will reduce on some point, because the wood generate a fire. Fire points, that's the sun point. So we can reduce on liver. 2, massage or press or needle on liver 2. Okay, quick review. Now this one, wood points. Wood points, liver, wood. So that's one is a horary point, mother point, sun point. Okay. The location, no, not read. So it's beside the toenails, the big toenails, lateral side. here, liver 1. Perpendicular or oblique insertion. Oh, we don't need to read this part. Actions: regulates qi in the lower jaw, regulates qi. Remember, liver's function, free flow of qi. That's a liver's function. If in what situation, condition, we need to regulate qi? In the condition that the qi cannot freely flow in the body, we need to regulate the qi, circulate the qi. So this point is good for regulate the qi in the lower jaw. Qi is a Shan disorder. Shan disorder is there, for example, hernia is a type of Shan disorder. It's painful, so it can alleviate pain. Benefits the genitals, right? Goes the liver meridian, divergent collaterals, senior meridian, all go to this region. And adjust the urination, lower jaw, right? Good for the lower jaw. Urination, the bladder, the lower jaw. Regulates liver qi, right? If there's liver depression. And stops menstrual bleeding. Liver stores blood and blood related to menstrual bleeding. Liver is important for women. Kidney is important for men. Why? Because the liver stores blood, and women have menstruation. And always as a Jingwell point, it's good to revive consciousness and calm the spirit, because it can clear the heat. Okay, Jingwell point can revive consciousness, can calm the spirit, because it can clear the heat. Indications: hypogastric pain. Hypogastric pain. Hypo maybe means below. Gastric, that's the abdomen, the lower abdomen. So for the lower jaw, good for the lower jaw, hypogastric region, lower jaw. Pain of the umbilicus, abdominal distension, constipation, lower jaw, right? Constipation. Painful retention of urine, blood in the urine, painful urination, dysfunction in uresis, frequent urination. So it's good for the lower jaw, good for the urination, good for the bowel movement. Irregular menstruation, ceaseless uterine bleeding, menorrhagia, uterine prolapse, right? Menstruation, menstrual problem. Epilepsy, loss of consciousness, very good for the consciousness. Loss of consciousness, depression, like liver depression. Bitter taste in the mouth. If there's a bitter taste, that means there's excessive heat. Signing, right? If there's liver depression, patient will always sign. Somnolence, that means it disturbs the heart mind. And it's good for diabetes. Diabetes, if there's deficient heat, we still can use this one. Okay, liver 2. 行间. So liver 2 will be the yin spring and fire point of the liver channel. Yin spring point. Right, yin spring point. For all the yin spring point, it can clear the heat from the organ. For example, this one, liver 2, it's the yin spring point of liver. So it will be good for clearing the heat from the liver organ if there's liver fire. And this one is the fire point, it's the sun point. So we can reduce on this point to clear the liver fire. On the dorsum of the foot, between the first and the second toes, half turn proximal to the margin of the web. That's the margin of the web, and half turn between the big toe and the second one. Yin spring point, clear liver fire, and spreads liver qi, circulate liver qi, or regulate liver qi. Same thing. Pacifies the liver vent. Liver vent. When you say liver vent, you will, like when you see these words, like shaking, tremor, convulsion, tic, like when you see these manifestations, and when you see these signs, that means that's the liver wind is stirred by some reason. For this one, it could be liver fire. Liver fire causes the liver wind, or liver yin deficiency will have a liver wind. So they will have different manifestation, but when you see like a shaking, tremor, convulsion, this manifestation, that means that liver wind. You can use this point to pacify the liver wind. Like for example, Parkinson's syndrome, right? Parkinson's syndrome, when you see the old people, they have a Parkinson's syndrome, their hand is like always shaking. That's the liver wind. Clear the heat and stops bleeding. Heat disturb the blood sea, so will drive the blood run crazy in the vessel or run out of the vessel. So there will be bleeding. Benefits of the lower jaw. Benefits of the lower jaw. Headache, dizziness, redness, and pain of the eye disease. Right? The meridian will connect to the eye system. And eye is very important to the liver. And it opens to the eyes. Liver opens to the eyes. So this part still like review the 5 elements. 5 elements, the wood, fire, right? Eyes related to liver. Insomnia, palpitations, epilepsy, loss of consciousness, chronic and acute childhood convulsion. outward convulsion means convulsion, right? That's liver wind. When we say insomnia, palpitations, heart mind disturbed by the heat, we can use yin spring point to clear the heat. For example, the people, a woman, a patient, female, like she always feels depressed and always feel easy to be angry, and she suffers insomnia, palpitations, and she feels there's distending pain in the hypochondriac region. So that means this patient have liver qi stagnation. Qi cannot flow freely in the body. There will be liver depression, liver qi stagnation, and in long time, liver qi stagnation will transfer into fire. And this fire will disturb the heart mind. So this patient will have insomnia, palpitation. That's the heart mind disturbed. So for, like in this case, we still can use the liver too to clear the heat. Clear the liver heat, and this patient will have like, and this symptom will be relieved. Nosebleed, right? Bleeding, thirst, that's mean heat. And this one, that's the heat too, bitter taste, heat in the body. Stroke deviation for the mouth, hypertension, could be because of liver ion rising. Painful urination, urinary in uricis. So that's the lower jaw, still good for the lower jaw. Lower jaw will be it. Lower jaw is about urination, defecation, right, and some women's problem. Again, like women's problem, like bleeding, menstrual problem, abdominal masses in the women, could be have some tumors or cysts, right, in the reproductive systems. Difficult lactation. Yeah, liver meridian will too. Right, let's take a look at the liver meridian. Okay, the liver meridian here. The breast. See this one? Just below the chest. And there's branches, right? Curves on PC1. PC1 is just the one twin beside nipples. So liver meridian is closely related to the breast region, breast. And questions, there's another meridian. Another foot yang meridian is closely related to the breast region, the breast. Think about which one. Okay, still there's some bleeding, vomiting. Yeah, vomiting, that's a stomach. Okay, stomach. If there's a liver fire or liver qi stagnation, it will affect the stomach. We can still use the 5 element to explain why the liver will affect the stomach or spleen, right? This one's wood, this one's earth. Right, wood and earth. What's the relation between wood and earth? Anyone? Control cycle, the control cycle, right? The control cycle. If the wood is too strong, it will affect the earth, like overact on the earth. That's not good. So patient will have stomach pain, stomach ache, or will be vomiting because vomiting relates to stomach, right? For example, a woman fight with her husband, and she is so angry. She's so angry, like angry. This emotion is related to the liver. Angry will affect the liver, and there will be liver fire. And the liver fire is too strong. And after a while, the patient, this woman, will feel there's a stomach ache, angry, and stomach ache, right? So the logic here is angry related to liver, and the liver is too strong and affects the stomach. So this patient will have stomach ache. And I don't know if you have if you have this kind of experience, maybe too angry, and stomach will feel not good. Right. So the rest will be the emotion. And some diabetes, malaria, lotus flower tongue in children. Lotus flower's tongue, that's kind of the part like below the tongue is swelling. It's like there's another tongue, kind of a double tongue there. That means there's a heat, strong heat. Lumbar pain, swelling of the knee, pain of the inner aspect of the leg. That's the kind of meridian. Liver 3 is a good point. Shoestring point, yuan source point, and earth point. Okay, shoestring point. We use a shoestring point for any joint pain. Yeah, if you study like twina or massage, you should familiar with the shoestring point because this one is very good for the pain syndrome. Yuan source point, the yuan qi, original qi. Right, so that means this one is good for, still good for tonify the liver. And does some of the food in the hollow distal to the junction of the first and the second metatarsal bones. Right here, liver 3. In the direction of Yongquan, kidney 1, 0.5 to 1.5 ton. Spreads liver qi is a very good point to spread the liver qi if the patient has liver qi stagnation. Subdues liver yang and extinguish wind. Liver yang rising can cause liver wind. Right, for example, the Parkinson's syndrome. Parkinson's syndrome could be the liver yang rising, Yeah, it happens, always happen to old person. Nourish liver blood and the liver yin because it's a yuan source point. So it can nourish liver blood and the liver yin. Clears the head and the eyes. The meridian go to the vertex of the head and liver opens to eyes. So this one's still good for the head, good for the eyes. Menstruation, right? Stole blood. Regulates the lower jaw. Lower jaw, the genital region. Lower abdomen. Indications: headache, dizziness, numbness of the head. This one. Tautness, that's kind of convulsion. And that's the bed, and that's the head, and the whole body is like this. Right. The whole body is like this. The eyes. Right. The whole body is like this. It's a kind of arch here. That's called tautness, or you can go. And that's the liver wind. Usually that's because if there's a high fever, kind of a convulsion, if it gets worse, it will be, patient will be like this, arched. Epilepsy, childhood convulsion, liver wind. Oh, one more. Sorry, close the door. Hypertension, high blood pressure. That's a liver ion rising too in TCM. Okay, liver ion rising, hypertension. You can use the liver 3, this point for the hypertension. Distension dependent of the lateral coastal region, signing breast pain, epigastric or abdominal pain, periumbilical pain, pain of the furnace, of the hypogastria, insomnia, right? The heart mind disturbed. That's the eye, blurred vision, any eye problem. That's the heat. It still can clear the heat. That's the menstruation. Menstruation and the lactation. Right, the liver meridian go the chest region, the breast. In uresis, difficult urination. That's the lower jaw, urination. Jaundice. That means the whole body, the eyes, the skin will be yellow, right? Bright yellow or kind of dull yellow. Yellow color is a very obvious yellow color. That's because there is a dampness, right? Hepatitis, that's the liver. Hepatitis A, hepatitis B, that's the liver's problem, right? Jaundice. Still stomach or bleeding, constipation, blood, bleeding, still good for the bleeding. Emaciation, seminal emission, insufficiency of qi, lower jaw, right? So men's problem, genital region. And this part, that's the meridian go here, so it's good for. So this point will be good for any problem along the liver meridian. Liver 4, 中风. Jing River and metal point of the liver channel. Jing River will be good for the voice, right? Voice. On the ankle, anterior to the prominence of the medial malleolus is a significant depression, just medial to the tendon of tibialis anterior when the ankle is extended, dorsiflexed. So you easy way to find this point is find the tip of the medial malleolus and goes here like around one turn and beside this tendon, tibialis anterior. Okay. You can feel right now. Right. This tendon is obvious. Okay. There's a depression. You can feel a depression. And extended, right? When you like extended your ankle, the depression is more significant. Spreads liberty, same. Regulates the lower jaw, good for liberty, good for lower jaw. It's good for clear the heat. Indications. Hypogastric pain, seminal emission due to deficiency taxation. Chinese will be low. That's a kind of extreme deficiency, right? Deficiency, that's it. And this one is low. Its extreme deficiency will be taxation. Seminal emission with dreams, difficult urination, still the lower jaw, right? The lower jaw, urination, defecation, and men or women's problem, that all belongs to the lower jaw. Pain and swelling of the lower abdomen, abdominal discomfort after eating, periumbilical pain, difficult defecation. Signing, that's a sign for liver qi stagnation signing. Jaundice, hepatitis A, B, C, lower grade fever, malaria, goiter, dry throat, lumbar pain, heaviness of the pain of the medial aspect of the knee, the meridian. Legal, we talk about this one, 0.5, right? That's the what type? Special point. No connecting, right? No connecting point. 5 to above, the prominence of the medial malleolus. 5 to above. Immediate, posterior to the medial crest of the tibia, in the depression between the medial crest of the tibia and gastrocnemius muscle. So first we need to find the tibia, and we will find the crest, the medial crest of the tibia. This point is 5 to above the malleolus and just beside the medial crest of the tibia. Spreads liver, regulates qi, and benefits the genitals. Clears dampness and damp heat from the lower jaw. The damp heat is easy to go downward to the lower jaw to affect the genital region, the lower legs. Regulates menstruation, qi, plum stone qi. Plum stone's qi, right? It's this one. Yeah, this one like easily happen on women, like middle-aged women. The patient will feel there's something in the throat, and she can't like spit it out. She can't swallow it. It's just stuck there in the throat. And when they go to see the doctor to check the throat, this region, and there's nothing found there. Nothing. They will find, they can't find anything there. It's kind of just a sensation. So that's why it's called a qi, right? It's not real thing. It's kind of just a sensation. This one usually that's because of liver qi stagnation. Liver qi stagnation combined with the phlegm. The phlegm here is not the phlegm we can spit it out. That's invisible, formless phlegm. And the qi and the phlegm, they are tangled, mixed, and patient will have some weird sensation like plum stone qi. Eating, distension, and firmness of the lower abdomen, qi accumulation below the umbilicus like a stone, difficult urination, retention of urine. Right, lower jaw, still lower jaw. Itching, right? Itching. And here, that's the menstruation. Plum stone qi, or plum stone qi. Depression, much belching. Belching, that's the stomach qi. Palpitations, stiff back, lumbar pain. Back and pain, stiff back and lumbar pain. Usually, when you say lumbar pain or stiff back, what meridian or what organ you will think about? Usually that will be the, like, for example, the liver meridian, the bladder meridian, right? It's on the back. Remember the back 2 points, there are many points, 2 line, right? 2 line on the back, bladder, and kidney. The kidney, this organ usually will relate to the, especially the chronic lumbar pain. And think about the kidney and livers, their relationships. This one, there's essence. This one, there's blood, right? Essence and blood, they have the same source. We will see kidney and liver have the same source too. Okay, let's take a break and come back 8:40. Okay, 40. The break. Tired. Okay, let's start. There are 6 中度 C-clef points. Okay, C-clef points is good for what? C-clef point. Think about this question. Good for acute conditions. And on the yin meridian, it's good for like some bleeding disorder. And on the yang meridian, well, good for pain. So this one, and there were 6 C-clef points on the yin meridian. Probably it will be good for some bleeding disorders. Like that's a general like indications or actions. Some points will follow this one, some points they won't. Like, yeah, mostly they will follow these rules. But at some points we use a lot, but at some points we don't use much. So this one, the 7th one, above the prominence of the medial malleolus, immediately posteriorly to the medial border of the tibia, in the depression between the medial border of the tibia and the gastrocnemius muscle. So liver 5 is 5th one, liver 6 is the 7th one. So 5th one, 7th one. Perpendicular insertion spreads liver qi and regulates the lower jaw. Still liver qi, lower jaw, regulates the blood, right? As C-clef point, drains damp. Indications: lower abdominal pain, hypogastric pain, diarrhea, persistent flow of lochia. Lochia, that's the discharge from the uterus after delivery. After delivery, the babies. Uterine bleeding, right? Bleeding disorder. Damp, painful obstruction with inability to walk. Painful obstruction. Painful obstruction, for example, the arthritis. Arthritis. Arthritis or in TCM, we will see that an example of a painful obstruction disorder. And in Chinese, we call it B syndrome, right? B syndrome. So the joints will be painful. And why is it painful? Because usually that's because the wind, cold, and damp. Together. Like when cold dampness together, that's pathogens, those pathogens invade the body, invade the joints. So patient will have painful obstruction, B syndrome. And if the dampness is dominant, we will call it a damp painful obstruction. Flaccidity and emaciation for the leg. So this one, flaccidity, emaciation for the leg, we call this one is atrophy. Right, atrophy. So this one is called this one. Numbness of the body, numbness of the hand and the feet. Numbness usually does not enough qi or not enough qi, not enough blood to nourish the body, nourish the hands, the foot. That will be feels numbness. Number 7, 膝关. Medial aspect of the lower leg, posterior and inferior to the medial condyle of the tibia, 1寸 posterior to 阴陵泉 SP, SP9. Superior to the medial head of the gastrocnemius. So first we can find 阴陵泉 SP9. Where is SP9? SP9, you will feel there's an angle here, right? There's an angle here. So this point is in the angle here. And liver 7, just the 1 寸 posterior to SP9. Goes posterior 1 寸, that will be this point, liver 7. Dispels when damp, or we just talk about this one, right? When damp, cold, when cold dampness. Benefits the knee and relax the sinews. If there's wind damp or wind damp cold in weight, the knee, in weight the sinews, there will be pain. So this one good for the knee pain. Swelling and pain of the knee, cramps, knee wind. Cramps knee is like the legs are looks like the knee, look like the leg, look like the cramps knee, cramps leg. That's TB, because TB invade the knee joints, right? If the TB in the lung, that will be kind of tuberculosis. TB in the other part, like in the knee, it will be cramps knee wind. When painful obstruction, right? B syndrome, 痹症, and this one dominated by the wind. White tiger joint pain, joint wind pain. So it's called this one in Chinese. That's a description, like the white tiger. Like it's moving. It's moving from this joint to that joint, like the wind, and it's very painful. So it's a still type of a painful obstruction. Cold damp pouring downwards. Dampness, right? Dampness is heavy. It's easily to pull downwards to the leg, right? Go to the leg. Impediment atrophy, flaccidity, flaccid syndrome in the leg. Right? Impediment B syndrome. That's painful obstruction. Atrophy, that's a weakness, very weak. Emaciation, flaccid leg. So it's still good for the abdominal pain, swollen pain of the throat, arthritis of the knee, arthritis, B syndrome. Impediment syndrome, painful obstruction, same thing, arthritis. Liver 8, 取泉. Hersey, right? Hersey point. Let's take a look at the introduction. Let's quick review about the 5 elements. Right, the 5 elements. Say, 经well, in spring, shoe stream, Jing River, and the Hersey point. Right, Jing well point, liver 1, will be good for like the furnace, not just liver 1, any Jing well points. Right, furnace below the heart, Ying spring point, heat, shoe stream, heaviness of the body, and pain of the joints. So that's why shoe stream points are very good for the painful obstruction syndrome, B syndrome, any pain. And Jing River for cough and dyspnea. So this one probably is long meridian. It's better. Right, cough, dyspnea, chills, and fever. Hersey points is good for flow qi, counter flow qi, and diarrhea. So probably the stomach meridian is better for this one. If there's a stomach qi counter flow, there will be vomiting, hiccup. Right, diarrhea, still the digestive systems. Right, so this part is important. You remember this part, you remember many points. All the Jing well, Ying spring, shoe stream, Jing River, Hersey points, action. Just the superior to the medial end of the popliteal crease in the depression, anterior to the tendons of semitendinosus and semimembranosus, about 1 cun anterior to yin gu, kidney 10. See the picture. So this one, that's the semimembranosis, and this one, that's the semimembranosis, semitendinosis, semimembr. And this one is liver 10, kidney 10. Kidney 10 is between, like it's between these 2 tendons. And the liver 8 is about 1 cun. anterior.
인구 kidney tent. 인구 kidney.
That. Right, okay. So let's see if I can play the share my screen with you. So this one's kind of, where is it? See if I can share with you this one. iPhone, iPad. Okay, anyone can see this one? My screen. So let's play. Is okay, so we need to find the key 10. Right. Let's play again. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This one that's liver. Oh, which one we are talking about? Okay, this one, like there's students like find it hard to find this point. So we just play this one to take a look. So this one clears the damp heat from the lower jaw, benefits the genitals, invigorates blood, and benefits the uterus. Nourishes blood and yin. Liver 8, right? Liver 8. That's the liver 8 is special. Percy point. And it's a water point. Water points, we talk about this one, right? The mother point, sun point. The water point is a mother point or sun point. Mother point, right? Okay, it's a mother point. So it can nourish blood and yin. Nourish what blood? Liver blood, liver yin. Invigorate blood and benefit the uterus, the lower jaw, right? Genitals, lower jaw, lower jaw, lower jaw. So still many points on the liver meridian will be good for the lower jaw, genitals, uterus, menstruation. Impotence, seminal emission, and same. So delete one. Difficult urination, retention of urine in uresis, diarrhea containing undigested food. Diarrhea contains blood and pus. Uterine prolapse, abdominal masses in women due to blood stasis, infertility due to blood stasis, dysmenorrhea, swelling, hypogastrism, Shine disorder. So I want to read that's the lower jaw, and here we pay attention to lateral coastal region and hypochondrium. So that's these two regions belongs to the liver. Right? If the patient complains there's distension pain, there's burning pain or any like weird sensation there, the hypochondric region, lateral coastal region, you think about liver or gallbladder. Okay. So if complain there's something wrong there in that region, focus on the liver meridian, gallbladder meridian. Mania disorder, headache, dizziness, nosebleed, redness, heat, redness is a disease. Swollen pain of the eyes, dyspnea, canal, asthma, right? Asthma. The knee pain, swollen pain of the patella, coldness, and the pain of the knee and the lower leg, pain of the inner thigh. Meridian goes here. And let's take a look at this one, mania disorder. Mania, like some mental problems, and people may have some crazy behavior, right? Take off the clothes and running on the street and laughing, singing. That's the heart mind. Still this one because of the heart mind disturbed. And usually the heat will disturb the heart mind. Right? One is the heat, one is the flame to affect the heart mind. And here seems I always talk about the heat, red. What that means. If the heat disturbs the heart mind, you can use this one. The heat probably from the liver fire. prostatitis, nephritis, retention of urine, psychosis. Okay. Liver 9, 阴包. Directly superior to the medial epicondyle of the femur, 4寸 superior to 曲泉. Liver 8, in the cleft between vastus medialis and sartorius. That's the sartorius, vastus medialis. So we find the 曲泉around here. 曲泉around here and it goes up 4寸. That will be liver 9. Between the vastus medialis and the sartorius. Right. This one is okay, it's not that hard to find this point. Adjusts menstruation, good for menstruation, regulates the lower jaw, still lower jaw, menstruation. We talk about lower jaw, right? The lower abdomen, lower jaw, lower leg, lower jaw, and the lower jaw. That will be talk about the urination, defecation, menstruation, right? And some genitalia, genital region problems, men's problem. That's lower jaw. Let's see the indications. Irregular menstruation, disorder of the menstruation, urination, retention of urine in uresis. Menstruation, urination, abdominal pain, the lower, lumbar sacral pain, extending to the lower abdomen, still lower abdomen. Error 10, 足五里. We have 足三里, we have 足五里. Location 3寸 inferior to 气冲, ST30, on the anterior border of adductor longus. This one, that's the adductor longus, right? 气冲, ST30. So where's the ST30? Is 2 寸 lateral to the midline. Okay, 2 寸. So that's the midline and go lateral 2 寸. And level with the pubic symphysis, your pubic symphysis. And we find this point and it goes down 2 寸. That will be area 11, goes down 3 寸, that will be liver 10. Liver 10, liver 11. And these 2 points are beside or like beside the adductor longus. Let's play, take a look. Liver. That's okay. or do we need to play? Should be fine, this one. So you can feel this, the tendon of abductor longus in the groin. It's a kind of obvious, the most obvious tendons there. So should be okay to find these 2 points. So 10, find ST30, goes down 3 ton. Liver 11 goes down 2 ton beside adductor longus. You can palpate the obvious like tendons of this muscle in the groin region. Clears damp heat and benefits the lower jaw. Yeah, as we talk about damp heat, dampness is a heavy, and combined damp heat or cold dampness is easy to affect the lower jaw because it's heavy. It's kind of go downwards. So we talk about lower jaw. Again, we think about difficult urination, retention of urine, similar meaning. In uresis like cannot control the urine and the urination in uresis. Furnace of the abdomen, furnace of the lower abdomen. Difficult respiration, cough. Dizzying pain in the lower abdomen, swelling, painful scrotum, eczema in the scrotum, somnolence. So this one, genital region, right? The meridian go to the genital region. At this point, it's close to the genital region. Liver 11, yin lian. 2 寸, right? 2 寸 goes down 2 寸. This one 3 寸, this one 2 寸. But for uterus, lower jaw, still the lower jaw. Menstruation, right? Thigh, knee, or abdomen, chorea. Still the uterus, the women's problem. LR12. 1 寸 inferior and 2.5 寸 lateral to 耻骨 CV2 in the crease of the groin, medial to the femoral vein. So that's this one. Right, this one, that's a CV2. And this point, the 1 寸down, goes down 1 寸, and go lateral 2.5 寸. Goes down 1 寸, go lateral 2.5 寸. And beside the femoral vein. So we need to pay attention to the structures here. femoral nerve, artery, and vein. And this one is beside the vein. So you can palpate the artery, you can feel the pulsation of the artery. And the vein is about 1 turn medial to the artery, to the pulsation. And this point is beside the vein. So don't puncture, or if massage, that's okay. You don't need to worry about puncture the vein or artery. Okay. Needling, we don't need to talk about this part. Actions: eliminate cold from the liver channel. The cold this pathogen directly invade the liver channel and benefit the lower jaw still. Good for the lower jaw. Uterine prolapse, pain of the hypogastrium, Shan disorder, pain of the inner thigh. Shan disorder, if the cold invade the liver meridian, patient may have Shan disorder, may have hernia. So we use this one as a local point. Liver 13, 肛门. So this one's is a good point, like it has several special meanings. From point of the spleen, right? So from a point, what's the main action of the from a point? Yeah, think about this question. When is special, right? Special points, right? In the introduction part. Introduction, let's go take a look. Okay, introduction, this file. Special point, we started 11 type of special point. So they're important. We need to remember these 11 special points. We know their actions. We know every from point from any meridian, we know is function, is action, right? From a point. From a point, usually we use it for reducing. If there's too much pathogens in the organs, in the relative organs, we can use a from point to reduce those pathogens. Especially the full organs, right? From point we use for the full organs, like the full organs. Question: what are the four organs? Right, we have some organs, we have four organs, right? Organ. We have zang organs, we have four organs. Zang organs, that's yin organs, like the in the 5 elements. The liver, heart, spleen, lung, kidney. Right? On the other hand, four organs. For example, liver, which one interiorly, exteriorly related to liver? We just started the gallbladder. Heart, small intestine, right? Spleen, stomach, lung, with what? Lower intestine, kidney, bladder. Okay. So if there's four organs are easy to attacked by excessive pathogens, like pathogens. So we can use the from points of gallbladder, from points of the small intestine, like those ones to dispel the pathogens. And for the zang organs, they are tended to be deficient. So we tonify, like we use the backshu point. Backshu point. And for organs, we use the front point to reduce. Backshu, tonify. And front move, reduce. Reducing. Okay, so front move. Okay. These are spleens. Spleen usually will not reduce from a point of spleen, but generally, right? You still can use like a backshu point for the four organs. You still can use from points for the zang organs, right? And the hui meeting point of the zang organs. Hui meeting, that's the influential points of zang organs. Zang organs, like that, or zang organs. Right, influential points. Let's see influential points. 8 influential points. Yeah, 8 influential points. Or it's called hui meeting points, like zang, fu, qi, blood, sinew, vessel, bone, marrow. Right. That means if there's zang organs, any zang organ has something wrong, you can use the liver 13. Right. If there's bones problem, any syndrome, any disease, as long as it's about the bone, you can use BL11. Or is the blood problem, if there's blood heat, blood cold, blood stasis, any syndrome, you can use BL17. BL17. Okay, that's the influential points. So this one is the influential points of zang organ. So that means this organ has something wrong. You can always choose this point, liver 13. Meeting point of the liver and the gallbladder channel. Right. Directly anterior and inferior to the free end of the 11th rib. The 11th rib, we totally have 12 ribs. The 11th and the 12th, they call it floating ribs. Floating ribs, so this point, the free end of the 11th rib, that's the point right here. Harmonize the liver and the spleen. It's from point of the spleen, right? From point of spleen. So we talk about this one, right? Liver belongs to wood, spleen belongs to earth. The wood will, if too strong, will attack the earth, overact on the earth. Yeah, like, for example, people is angry, it's so angry, it will affect the liver, right? Angry is the emotion of the liver. And the liver fire is too strong and affect the spleen. The patient will have no appetite. They don't want to eat. Or in long time, like this patient have a liver stagnation and overact on the spleen. Patient may have chronic chronic diarrhea. That's because the liver affects the spleen. So we can use this point, right? Liver 13. Liver 13, why is it good for harmonized liver and spleen? Because first, it's on liver meridian, right? Liver, and the liver 13 is the from point of spleen. So see, it's related to liver, related to spleen. So it's a good point to harmonize liver and spleen. Regulates the middle and the lower jaw. Middle jaw, stomach, spleen, lower jaw, like kidney, bladder, liver. Fortifies the spleen, same. Spreads the liver and regulates qi, so liver qi stagnation. Right, use as a local point. See the location. Close to the liver. So it's on liver meridian and close to the liver, and it will be a good point. Use as a local point. Indications, distension, the pen of the abdomen, lower jaw, drum distension. And drum distension, that's patient will have a big tummy, big abdomen, large abdomen. Could be there's water, fluid inside. Could be just too much qi inside, depends. Abdominal masses, vomiting, rumors, diarrhea, constipation, emaciation, and jaundice. Hernias of the chest and the lateral coast region. Right, lateral coast region, that's the liver and the gallbladder region. Pain of the ribs. Beside the rib, the 11th rib. Sudden difficulty in breathing, inability to catch the breath, dyspnea, cough, stone edema. Okay, kind of use as a local point. It's 9:30. Let's take a break and come back 9:40. That we'll finish liver and we'll go to the next one.
啥？你找啥？
Bar of gymnastics.
啥东西？啥是？
Socks of gymnastics. So I have to go
在那上面啊。
participate into it.
去啊 ，go go 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 go！ 我也累了，go！ 在洗衣机上去拿呀。
Okay, let's start. Qi-men, the last one. Liver 14, Qi-men. Special meaning? Okay, from a point of the liver. Meeting point of the liver spleen and in linking vessel. On mammillary line in the 6th intercostal space. 14 lateral to the midline. So let's see, the navel is in the 4th intercostal space, 5th and the 6th, right, 6th intercostal space, mammillary line. Okay, that's the mammillary line. Mammillary line, 6th intercostal space. Spreads the liver and regulates qi, invigorates blood and disperses masses, harmonizes the liver and stomach. Yeah, this one harmonizes the liver and stomach. Liver 13, right? Liver 13. Will harmonize liver and spleen. Liver 14. Harmonize liver and stomach. Still, it can be used as a local point. And the point on the liver meridian is good for spreads the liver if there's liver qi stagnation. Invigorates blood and disperse masses. Pain, distension, and firmness of the chest, hypochondriac region, right? That's the liver and the gallbladder region. Pain of the lateral costal region, much signing, distension, and pain of the breast, agitation and heat of the chest, cough dyspnea. Cough dyspnea, that's the lung, right? Think about the lung and the liver. Use the 5 elements to think about their relationships. Also, you can explain why it's good for cough and dyspnea. Look at the location, right? The chest region, lung is there. Also, epigastric distension and pain. That's the stomach. Epigastric region. That's the stomach. Hypochondriac, liver, gallbladder. Acid regurgitation, right? The stomach qi. Vomiting and hiccup. Vomiting fluid after eating. Abdominal distension and watery diarrhea. Right. That's the liver attack. Stomach, there will be some manifestation like this. Malaria, jaundice, gallstones, diabetes, running piglet qi. Running piglet qi. This one, that's a patient will feel there's something, they're kind of like qi rushing from the lower abdomen to the heart or to the throat. In Western medicine, it's like the panic disorder. Stiffness and the pain of the neck and head and neck dizziness. Go to the head. So this one, that's the last point here. But remember, liver meridian not stop here. Liver meridian goes up to the head, even to the highest point of the head. Okay, so that's the liver meridian. Next, we'll talk about the CVFV. Right, see. CV. Okay, CV. First we need to take a look at the let's see the meridian. That's the introduction of meridian, the clitoris. Okay, you have this file too, and I put the divergent, no, the actual meridians here. Yeah, 8 extraordinary. 8 extraordinary vessels. Right, only GV and CV, governor vessel and conception vessel, they have points. And the rest, they just borrow points from other 12 main meridians. See the conception vessel. Ren means fostering and responsibility, going along the midline of the abdomen. The Ren meridian is responsible for all the yin meridians. That means conception vessel, Ren meridian, CV, is a yin meridian. Okay, it is a yin meridian. And it's responsible for all the other yin meridian. Arises in the uterus, in the females, and the lower abdomen in males, and emerge at the Hui Yin CV1. So from 中极, right? 中极, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, around here. That's CV3. If men, that it started like inside the body, not from CV3. It's inside the body. Okay, and the area is around the CV3. And for women, it originates from the uterus. And then go to CV1. Start from uterus and 2 goes down to CV1. CV1 is here. Ascends along the midline of the abdomen, chest, throat, and jaw. Goes up. Right. Terminate at Chengjiang, CV24. This one here. This one, CV24. This one. So start from the uterus, goes down to CV1. CV1 is here. And then to CV2 here. Goes up to CV24, Chengjiang. And the interior portion of the channel went around the mouth. See from here, they're the last points, but there's still branch, or the interior portion, interior branch, will went around the mouth, connect with the GV, right? GV is still on the midline, but on the back. There's point, the GV will terminate here, inside the mouth, the lip, the upper lip. So it connects with the GV here, around here, at Yinjiao GV28, and then goes up, terminate below the eye at Chengqi, ST1. So ST1 is right here. So that's the main branch. That's the main branch, primary pathway. And a branch arises in the pelvic cavity, enters the spine, and ascends along the back. Okay, that's a branch. So that's a CV. CV is it's okay, not that difficult. Okay, let's see, look at the CV. First one. The first one is Hui Yin, CV1. Meaning point of the CV, PV, penetrating, we use flash vessel, right? Different book, they use different flash vessel. Flash vessel. Location at the perineum, midway between the anus, that's the anus, and the scrotum imen, and the anus and the posterior labial commissure in women. So from here to here, the midway, man is the scrotum, the anus and the scrotum, so in the middle. Needling perpendicular insertion, caution, no. Actions, regulates the anterior and posterior yin. And what's anterior and posterior yin? The lower two yin, we call it the lower two yin, right? The lower two yin. The lower two yin, that will be the anterior and the posterior yin. So let's look at the picture. Anterior, posterior two yin. Drains damp heat. We can use as a local point. As we talk about the damp heat. Dampness is heavy, right? When it's heavy, it tends to go downwards, go to the lower jaw. The lower jaw, think about lower jaw, like uterus, bladder, anus, right? The genital region. That's the lower jaw. So the damp heat, because they are heavy and it's easier to attack the lower jaw. And calm the spirit. Right, where is calm the spirit? See, meridian. Yeah, it like good for the mental disorder. First, it will connect with the GV. We will see the GV meridian go into the brain, right? And CV and GV they are like a loop. Like that's the GV. See, that's the GV. Right, GV is like this. And CV is like this. Right, GV is go here. So there, see, they are like a circle, a loop, connect with each other. So they're so both of them will be good for the mental problems. And the CV controls all the yin meridian. Right? Some yin meridian, like a liver meridian, will go to the head. And the heart yin meridian, right? That's the heart mind. And there's another one, why it's good for the heart mind. This one here, and this one is a ghost point. Ghost point. There are several ghost points. We don't use the ghost points much because you know, ghost we'd better not use. If ghost points is why it's called ghost points, like the people is like if haunted by the ghost, the people will become very crazy, right? There will be mental problems. So we can use the ghost points, and this one is one of the ghost points. So it kind of can good for the mental problems, calm the spirit, heart, mind. And this one is special. It can promote resuscitation and revives from drowning. So this one kind of a special actions for CV1. Right. Drowning. Indications: difficult urination, defecation, urethritis, seminal emission, impotence, and I will not read. That's the kind of the lower jaw problem, right? Lower jaw urination, defecation, men's problem, women's problem, right? Hemorrhoids. Use as a local point. Hemorrhoids. Anus. Urethral. Itching of the perineum. Shine disorder, kind of use as a local point. And good for the women's problem because CV originate from the uterus. Right, so good for amenorrhea, irregular menstruation, uterine prolapse. Also good for coma, suffocation by water, drowning, mania depression, mental problem, pain of the skin of the abdomen, itching of the skin of the abdomen. So let's take a look at here to understand this one. CV, where is it? CV, right? That's the meridian. Take a look at is where's the clitoris? Where's the clitoris? Ah, here. See that the CV collateral. CV15, jewelry. Jewelry is a kind of a bird's tail, right? The jewelry, the CV's collateral is like a bird's tail, and CV meridian is on the midline and front of the body. So that's why CV meridian, there are many points here, will be good for some itching of abdomen. So that's why it's good to pain of the skin of the abdomen or itching of the skin of the abdomen. Yeah, I think about CV15. CV15. That's the collateral That's the low connecting point, right? Like a bird tail on the abdomen. So that's why. CV2, curled bone, meeting point of the consumption vessel with the liver channel. We just started the liver, right? The liver channel will circle the genital region and crossing on CV2, 3, and 4. So let's see, where's CV2? On the midline of the lower abdomen at the superior border of the pubic symphysis, 5 twin below the umbilicus. So here there's a point we need to remember. From the pubic symphysis, superior border of the pubic symphysis to the umbilicus, there are totally 5 twin, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twin. That means on every 1 twin, there will be a point. So this one, the CV2, pubic symphysis, 1 twin above, 1 twin above, 1 twin above, 1 twin above. And there's the one here. This one special. So this one, CV2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and umbilicus, that's 8. This part, CV2, 3, CV3, CV4, CV5, CV6, 7, and 8. So 6 will be special. CV6 is special, but the rest is fine, right? Each twin there will be a point. And this one is a 1.5 twin down from the umbilicus, CV6. The rest will be 1 twin apart. So lower jaw, right? Lower jaw. So good for the urination, regulate the lower jaw, warm and invigorate the kidney. Indications: dribbling and hesitant flow of urine, difficult urination, retention of urine due to fetal pressure, inuresis. The 5 types of painful urinary dysfunction. Painful urinary dysfunction in Chinese will be that's investments, that's a UTI. And UTI is a kind of a painful urinary dysfunction. Steward is good for the urination. Furnace distension and pain of the lower abdomen, acute lower abdominal pain, painful Shan disorder, right? The lower jaw. Impotence, seminal emission, dampness and itching of the scrotum, contraction of the penis, dryness and pain of the genitals. And still like CV from the uterus and go to the genital regions. So CV is closely related to the reproductive systems. Also, the red and white leukorrhea, irregular menstruation, dysmenorrhea, and deficiency and exhaustion of the 5 zone. Deficiency and exhaustion or taxation, same thing. Of the 5 zone organs, deficiency and weariness with extreme cold. Okay, so for tonify. CV2. Okay, that's CV2. We don't have enough time, so today we stop at CV2. Write down. Okay. CV2 down. Okay, so next class we will finish CV2. And we'll start GV point, GV meridian.